for Daddy's retirement dinner. I'll be leaving in a couple of minutes to go back home and pick up everybody. Michelle and I have come out here and we've kind of got a start on things. Got a beautiful cake. Happy retirement, OV. Flowers. Board that looks at OV over the years. Some of the different pictures of him at work, as well as at home with the family. And it's intended to kind of take us through all of his many years of work, both in the community, for the D.C. Department of Employment Services, the Air Force, and of course at home. So this is a sneak preview. It's got beautiful balloons, which will be part of the decoration. There's the head table with all the presenters. Got the programs on the table. And the balloons will be attached to sparkling wine glasses that we've got here as a sample. And they're also a memento of the evening. It's labeled Last Chance Roasting Retirement Party for O.V. Johnson, March 23rd, 1995, for an Air Force Base NCO Club. So this will be a very, very nice affair. And we're just anxiously awaiting the last few moments prior to the event. So the next picture that you see will probably have folks walking around this place getting ready to have a very good time. Here's the podium from which we'll speak this evening. And I'm sure a good time will be had by all. Hey, Damaris, how you doing? I'm getting ready to go back. How's everything at home? Yeah, they're going to change it. They had it because the room got switched. Glad to see you, because I know Michelle needs to get these balloons.
Well, that was nice, a little flower.
Yeah. So we pulled out all the stops, Damaris.
Okay.
And I know I'll let you take over from here. I'm going to go back and get the crowd. Are they ready? How much time do you think I need? I have some film. Here's a roll. I have
Two extra rolls.
Ooh. Okay, I have one extra roll. I have a roll I just put in, so I'm going to probably use all that.
Well, I was going to start with some money. Start to get some money over time.
You want me to get in one more roll?
If you could.
Okay.
You can get 200.
All right. 200?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can probably keep it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. You want some more?
I have a couple of them, Michelle. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, no. I don't know where I am going to be. Okay, well, right now,
I'm just going to rove around a little bit here. Glad y'all can make it. Have any words for the honoree?
Everybody comes out, Bob, every once in a while, right?
Hey, Mr. Battle. Hold on a second.
You're a big man down here. How you doing?
All right.
How's school?
Come line me out this man time. Huh? Trying to get a job. Trying to get an internship. Get an internship. You only gonna get 2 hours. I didn't know about the UP. Yeah, but I didn't know about it. So it's only gonna be Maryland. Started at 7:30?
Lord knows, there should be another one. What's up, man?
We still haven't got together.
You're rolling in, baby. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Who's going to do the blessing?
Pete Good.
Okay. Hey, Dorothy. Everything looks nice. Good call and quick. Quick. That's good. Yeah, all they had is food. All they had is food. Oh, okay. That's fine.
I don't like being in front of the camera, I like being behind.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. I just get you for the record, so we know you were here. How you doing, Yolanda?
We're doing fine.
Good. They're cooperating.
Yes,
Good.
very busy.
Good. Got a lot of things to play with, so that's wonderful. There you go. Yeah, so this is working out good. Yeah, good.
Y'all did a nice job.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Real nice. And that cake is beautiful.
Ooh, isn't it? That's some cake there. That's the cake. Right.
I'll get some of them.
Something for the end.
Yeah, Ms. Rolo can put her purse at her feet.
At the head table.
Yeah, okay, that'll work.
All right.
Okay,
She's
no
gonna-
problem. So she's on the program.
For Mr.
All right.
For Mr. Walker.
Okay. All right. So you can sit your purse in your seat.
Hello. I'm fine. You're fine.
Yeah, Miss Rolla, let me show you. Yeah.
Get a start.
So remember that? I used to get a couple every now and then, you know. They used to make you work hard for themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Because they
Especially
had
gold.
gold, yeah, gold, silver, blue, you know, they would.
See, they got the congrats.
That's when you're doing real good.
Sure.
See, that's how you really know how to enjoy yourself.
Putting them in finance.
Yes. Hello. Hey, Mommy. Say cheese. Oh, boy. How you doing? How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm trying to put this phone.
Trying to figure out what you're doing.
And I know what I'm doing.
I woke up at 7:03. You did? 7:30 Central? Oh, man. So what time was Easter? Do you know?
So how you been?
What time?
Oh my, good to see you. Huh?
How you been?
All right, and you?
I'm alright.
I woke up at 6:15 Eastern. I woke up at 7 p.m. 30. 7 p.m. 30? Is that late or is that early? I woke up at 12:15. That's late. You slept for a long time. You must have been very tired. I would have liked to have slept until 12:15, but I had to go to work.
How are you?
How are
Good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Oh, that's right. All the cameras put over there.
What's Auto HSS?
That means it's automatically focused.
Okay.
It's a high-speed shuttle.
All right.
And, you can go until it's almost time to eat, and then we'll stop. And then I'll give you, like, a couple of extra tapes so that you'll have it. And you can put them in there. It looks just like a VCR.
Okay.
How long? That'll last you long. That'll last you all night.
All right.
Okay.
How long are each tape?
I forget.
I don't know what else I want to do. Huh? Do the video thing. Extras. Okay. More or less, yeah. Hey, tell me your name, who you are. Tell me your name, who you are.
Oh, my name is Dorothy. This is a very special occasion.
Finished? All right. I know we got it. All right. Huh?
Is that Jamon's little boy? Where's your little name? What's your name again? Ron.
What you been doing there, bro? Right?
Trying to get bills paid.
Yeah.
You bring that tape?
I forgot to bring that, man. Huh? You will? I mean, they want me to sing something tonight, I guess.
Look it up.
Try. It's gonna be without music, without singing. Yeah.
Have you all been performing on a regular basis?
Yeah. So we got like I said, Saturday we got something, and then June we got like a fashion show we got to sing at. And
How many is y'all?
4. Yeah. So we got a bass, and 2 tenors. I'm the lead. I'm the high tenor.
You get all the attention.
No, not necessarily. No, I try to stay low key. Yeah. Hey.
What songs do y'all?
We sing stuff from mostly Voice to Men or intro or something that has a lot of harmony to it. And sometimes I write a lot of songs.
Writing too?
Yeah, writing. And we do. They're very nice. A lot of different songs that I've done. So got like 8, and I copyrighted them. So
Yeah, let me know next time. I'll come check y'all out.
all right, cool. Good. I need to get me one of these.
Like that?
Yeah.
Back over there.
How you doing? Yeah, Omar. Oh boy. Welcome.
Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no, he's stepping
Blessing of the meal. Mr. Frank Walton is not available this evening. He had something come up at the last minute, so he was unable to attend. But we have Mr. Pete Pearson, who's been so gracious as to bless the meal for us this evening. And once he does the blessing, we'll have an opportunity to have supper together, and then the program will start roughly 45 minutes after the blessing.
Good of being gracious, but whatever, we're going to bless the bread so that we can go and eat, because we do want to be thankful to the Master for all of his gifts that we received from him. Thank you and bless us, O Lord, in this food that we're about to receive from thy body to Christ our Lord for the nourishment of our bodies. We ask thee in Jesus' name. Amen.
That's it?
20 years with the D.C. Department of Employment Services. In addition to his work during the day, my father was always very involved in the community. He was always a person who was on the PTAs of the various, a full-time job in the evening, being devoted to improving life in Southeast in the Ward 8 area in which we grew up. In addition, my father's been the devoted husband of Miss Dorothy Johnson and the very involved father of 5 children, 3 sons, 2 daughters, all of which you will hear from this evening. Now, the tone of the evening will be very upbeat, very jovial, very festive. We're going to have fun this evening, roasting my father, because those of you who know him know that he's got some characteristics that you can't help but poke some fun at. Now, we're going to have folks from the D.C. Department of Employment Services speak, folks from the neighborhood speak. We've got representatives from the Social 20 that are participating in the program, and then us as children have a couple of words we'd like to share. Now, you too will have your opportunity to throw in your 2 cents, if you will, during the other remarks portion of the program. So, as the Spirit moves you, feel free to come forward and share some humorous anecdotes that you may have. Finally, my father, O.D., will himself reflect a bit on the 40 years that he's been working after Ms. Helen White does an introduction of him. So let's relax, get into the flow of the program, and let's enjoy ourselves. Now, our first speaker this evening is going to be Mr. Stanley Williams, who has worked with Daddy at D.C. Department of Employment Services. Good evening. Put these barcodes on here. Those people you first met me on had eyes as good as a hawk. Tell you how long I've known you.
Street Employment Center. And, and one of the first things I did upon my arrival was to request that O.B. Johnson be transferred. No, had to bring him in first. And the reason I did that, I have previously worked with OB, not only in DOES, but in a lot of community activities around the city. I was chairman of the Mount Pleasant Advisory Neighborhood Commission when it first started, and OB was one of the first commissioners out here. So I knew of his vast experience in the community. And I knew my being a new guy in the neighborhood that I need an experienced person to take me around and to help me avoid the pitfalls that you can run into in dealing with the community, any community. And it was one of the smartest moves that I ever made. One of the first problems that I ran into is when they were building this children's center out here on Martin Luther King Avenue. Well, we have a department had what we call a first source agreement with the children's center when they were building it. And sometimes we got tangled up in there in terms of who they were going to be hiring for a particular project. Well, in my brash manner, I went up there and told them, that they were going to have to abide by this first source agreement, and they were going to have to do this, and they were going to have to do that. And they, quite frankly, they nodded their head and said, yes, we will. And a little time passed, it didn't happen. So I said, OB, what do you think? I said, what should we do about this? He said, don't worry about it, it'll take care of itself. So then about a couple of days later, he came in with one, he said, come on up here, take a ride with me. I went and took a ride with him. And lo and behold, I saw people walking all in front of the gate with picket signs. They shut the place down. And all the ranting and raving that I would have done, wouldn't have produced the type of results that one incident did, because they immediately turned their policies around somewhat and they became a little bit more flexible in terms of their hiring practices. But it was the wisdom that OB provided and his ability to negotiate and persuade people to do certain things, that made that event turn around. OB, I can never repay you for all that you did for me, especially over these past 2 years, and helping me get established and get our services established out at the South Capitol Street Employment Center. As all of you know, OB has been a cornerstone in Ward H for over 30 years. He has served as an ANC commissioner since '77 to the present, except for the 4 years he took off to complete his college degree. He served in various, as his son alluded to, various PTAs as president. He's been involved in terms of his children's education. In fact, he sent 5 children to college, and they all obtained degrees. And I think that deserves a standing ovation. Truly outstanding accomplishment. I envy you. I got started late, I got 2. The oldest one is 7. And all I can see is 6 figures. His accomplishments are too numerous to box, and they look over a person's skills, experience. They inadvertently just pick all the ones, you know, who have pretty good work skills, pretty good work history, good education background. A little bit easier to deal with, a lot easier to place in terms of finding them a job. Time OB would always go to get his next applicant. He always wound up with somebody from Lorton or St. Eves. It took him a while to figure out why he was getting such difficult cases. But they said, "OB, you got the special one." But OB didn't mind because he was always up to a challenge. And he would always strive to do his best. And it made him a better employment counselor. Because when anyone else had a difficult case, they would always come to OB because he had developed the resources to deal with it. OB is special in many ways. When I had staff meetings, I always had to have a staff meeting for the employees, and I had to have a special one for OB. The reason that I had to do this is because OB worked so hard out in the community, he would wind up going to sleep. Now, most of us, if you go to a meeting or you go somewhere, and you're tired, you take a seat in the back, and you quietly nod out. But even though I was OB's boss, and I guess he thought since he knew me so well, he'd come and take a seat right beside me. Well, we all at times nod out a little bit, tired. You know, he did a lot of work in the community. But he didn't do it silently. So finally I had to, whenever we had a staff meeting, I had to assign someone to sit next to me. Especially if we were going to have a visitor. Now, that designated task was to nudge him before he snored. But something else made me believe that he wasn't really asleep. Because right at the end of the meeting, he would wake up and make a speech. Everybody else is ready to go home. We get off at 4:30. Everybody looking at their watch. Mr. Williams, I have a comment. We generally lasted in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 minutes. And everybody was anxiously ready to go home. But he was always imparting words of wisdom to us, even though his timing might have been off at some time. OB, I miss your words of wisdom, but my staff meetings are a lot shorter. But last, I'd like to close by telling you a very short story. OB's football career. That's it. He played at Mississippi State Valley. Los Angeles Rams, and Jerry Rice, San Francisco 49ers. Now you ask, what does that have to do with OB? I'll tell you. No. Absolutely no. But in all sincerity, OB is a Hall of Famer in his own right. Because the measure of a man is how much service that you give to others. And in that regard, OB has to be in the Hall of Fame of mankind. OB, God bless you. Keep on pushing on. See you at the city council.
Thank God, Mr. Williams, you've got us off to a rousing start. Absolutely. As I had mentioned earlier, Mr. Walton is unavailable this evening, and Ms. Wilhelmina Rollard will now make a few comments based on her relationship with OB in the neighborhood.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Everybody feeling pretty good? Let's say it. I feel good. I really feel good. You know, shake your neighbor's hand and shake them up a little bit. This is OB. All of y'all know I'm trying to imitate Calvin, but that's hard. I almost can't use Calvin, but see, that's what OB said you need money. But in a way, Wilhelmina, if Calvin, y'all have to stop this because he's burning you too hard. I'm not going to roast you that hard, OB, but I'm going to say that the only one expression that to me bespeaks OB, I know that you all used to hear before they became democratized, the expression, the Russians are coming. And you know what that always meant, that you had to get ready, because when the Russians came, it was going to be a tough fight. But when OB comes, I want you all to know, in any type of community meeting, in any way where there's a conflict and so forth, you know you have a tough adversary. Let's give him a hand. He knows how to put up a good fight. When I was on the city council, OB was ANC, my staff person said, you remember Roosevelt Mr. Johnson's on the line. I said, Mr. Johnson? He said, yeah, Mr. O.B. Johnson. ANC, I said, AP, was that it? AP, whatever, AP. That's it. And the first time I talked with him, I was innocent, you know, I really wasn't aware of the depth of this ANC commissioner. And he was telling me about something, I think at that point, it was regarding trash pickup. Isn't it funny things go around and right back where we started? And he would let me know he was not satisfied with the service, and I could make some calls. I had that type of a job, and I should do it, what we got to do, and I did it. So, you know, I put that aside. I said, that's fine. The first. Next thing that came up was a matter involving a tower that some people wanted to erect over here in the southwest area of the city near South Capitol Street. Yeah. One of my staff people said to me, Mr. Johnson is on the phone. O.B. Johnson, ANCAP. I said, okay, I'll take the call. What you going to do about that? You know, we got to get together. We can't have this tower. He read on Fred Lynch, you know, O.B. had his facts together showing me how service would be interrupted with this tower. I didn't know all of that. This was long before the internet. He was telling me how our services would be interrupted. We wouldn't be able to hear clearly on the TV and on the radio. It looked like it would be in the dark ages in this tower thing. So I said to myself, I better get together and study this. So I did. I ended up with all kinds of military principles in my office. You remember that, don't you, O.B.? And we got it together. And at least during the time that I was there, I don't know where it is now, we stopped that tower. Because O.B. was on the case. But he knew how to put some things before you that literally terrorized you. That's why I said that. Because, you see, he was an ex-serviceman, and I said, he knows all this technical stuff. about the tower, and I even checked my TV to be sure that I would be in the path of this monster that they wanted to erect over there in South West Texas. And then it came down, you remember the jail, don't you? Over the prison, when doing his part of his tenure as mayor, Barron was talking about the jail over there, the path of economic development. Now, don't you do anything that's going to stop economic development in Ward 8 if O.B. Johnson is running and stop. Let's give him a hand on that. He can fight for economic development. Again, my staff said, Mr. Johnson's on the phone, ANCAC. Well, at that time, we were really together on that one, because I certainly didn't want to see that prison had been built where they wanted, right down there with Allen Storage and all that. It would have stopped. In fact, the Metro indicated they wouldn't be interested if it had come. So we did all kinds of demonstrations, which ended up going, if you remember, that night to his house. In fact, the then mayor, of course he's the now mayor too, but he was the then mayor then, said, I don't appreciate your coming to my house with this demonstration. We said that we don't appreciate you wanting to put this prison in Ward 8 in the past, economic development. Again, ANCAC was on his case. And of course, when the Metro itself came, all of us in here remember those really and truly tumultuous years on the Metro. Not only for the beginning of the Metro, but then afterwards for service on the Metro. Remember all that? ANCAC was right there. OB has always been there. Now, since my leaving the council, I went to a Christmas party with the AARP, Association of Retirees of Washington Highlands Chapter. I was retired president, Mrs. Albert, who was going out. I didn't have any idea what I would see when I got to the event. When I got to the event, I saw the president-elect. Guess who that was? O.B. Johnson. I said, now this man began, and now he's in his retirement. He is the current president. And of course, it's a very prestigious organization. We worked very hard. I enjoyed the dinner and so forth. And I had to listen to how Mr. Johnson had done his campaign to become the president, which made me reflect back some years ago when there was a fight over the education post. Some of you may remember that. Calvin Mark was in, I think it was the second or third term. And ODU were one of the challenges. There were quite a few. And someone said to me, in fact, it was a staff member who said to me, she said, Ms. Robach, there's a man out there who really, he's knocking on all doors. And he's up and down the streets every night. And said, if there's going to be an upset in this one, I think it will be him. I said, what's his name? O.B. Johnson. And he really true. I said, oh yeah. She said, he is really working. They place the lift in my hand, and he gives me a good spiel, and he could make a good school board member, because after all, he has children who have been in public schools in 80s that are very dedicated, as the son says, with the PTA and all that. And it's strictly a community-based person. Of course, all of us were so split up that the incumbent won at that time. And of course, right now, we really have a split number, 21 candidates. And so when I saved the field and saw that there among that huge field was O.B. Johnson. And so I said to someone, they have a whole lot of people, but one you've got to watch. That's O.B. Johnson. Because he gets out of there and he works and he's determined. And just like I said, when the Russians are coming, he's there. I mean, you might be asleep, but he's awake, still planning. And what I like about it is plans are always for the good of the community, always for the good of the family. But one question I want to ask you, O.B., I know you said that this is your second retirement, but when I look at the fact that among the children that you have seen go through college, that is your own kids, 3 of them are boys, and let's give them a hand again. Military training or what is it? You didn't have any trouble with those boys. Maybe I better ask the boys what happened. I don't know. But I think he could serve as a mentor and advisor or something to some of these troubled parents with the boys. Because, of course, boys are harder to raise than girls. I wouldn't give this for anything. I stay pretty busy these days. You know, my husband passed. And they gave me the job as president of UBF, and it really keeps me stepping. Calvin not only had real big shoes, but he had figurative big shoes. He went everywhere and did a lot of things. But I wouldn't miss this for anything, because O.B. is a faithful friend, and those kind of friends I love and will always
Thanks so much, Mr. Roark. That was right on time. Absolutely. Now we'll transition over to the social 20, where Daddy spent most of his spare time in the, I guess it was late 60s, 70s. Had a lot of activities there, very informal, togetherness group. And our first person from the social 20 is Mr. R.L. Allen.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm Arlo Allen. I'm the president of the Social 20 Incorporated. And as you can see on the program now, that everyone knows now that OB, in fact, is from Mississippi. That's the only part of the thing I was talking about. I know that now. So in the next 10 to 12 minutes, I am going to take you through an anthology of happy, humorous experiences that made OB's migration from Mississippi to Washington, D.C. We'll start with the fact that OB was, and his family, his parents were from Mississippi, and they were farmers. Now, as everyone has already said, he was unlike the rest of the farmers in that they had a 2-mule farm. Most people had 1 mule farm, but Mr. Johnson had 2 mules. So they had the 2 mules. Big Jake was he brought about 13 heads. They had Little Mike. Okay, as a result of Big Jake always would take the outside before the plow. He would take the long step, which made Little Mike take his little step, As a result of that, Little Mike died, okay? Now, his father was troubled about this, but OB with his innovative thought went directly to his father and said, Dad, said, don't worry about Little Mike. Said, I have an idea. Why don't we hook up Molly, the cow? Said, let's hook the cow up with Big Jake, and they should be able to make the plowing on the farm. That's a good idea. Let's try that. So they hooked the cow up with Big Jake, and it went well for 2 days. But on the 3rd day, Molly said, when Mr. Johnson came over to ask him, let's go out to plow. Molly said, no, I'm sick today. See? Because Molly had realized that not only did she have to plow, but in the evening after she came back home, she also had to give milk. See? So she said, no, I'm getting the double duty here, so I'm going to be sick. So Mr. Johnson said, okay, you're going to be sick. So he, Big Jake and Mr. Johnson went out and plowed the field, and the next day, Molly did the same thing. Said, I'm sick. So when they came back that last evening, Big Jake said, Molly, said, now I want to give you some advice. I think that tomorrow you best come up with me and let's do the plowing in the field. Molly said, wait a minute, I'm doing this and now I'm going to this church. I said, well, why should I do that? So this evening on the way back in, I saw your father talking to the butcher. So you all right, so we got that part. And then the college that you mentioned, he did his first year in college, and everybody in the dorm was running around, and they were wondering, we said, what's going on? I said, hey, we're going to see the orchestra. So they say, what? Say, we're going downtown to the orchestra. Do you want to go over here? We said, no, I don't want to go. So they came back and they said, how much fun they had, and that they had all of these band leaders and things there. Oh, he said, where did y'all go? Said, we went downtown to see an orchestra. Oh, we said, orchestra? Oh, I thought you said an ostrich. I didn't see no big bird. So I think that all of those that know OB, you realize that he may tell you exactly the same thing, but he'll say it in 4 or 5 different ways to make sure and things were fixed. Now we have OB now in Washington, D.C. He left the college and came to Washington, D.C., the Air Force. And he was one of the founding presidents of the social union. And what we were doing was social affairs. We had cabarets, we had the Hampton Jazz Festival, and these type things. And we were all at one of the affairs, and the people were wondering and saying, well, you know, we noticed that in your club members, a lot of them have a lot of initials. You know, so you have a lot of initials. And, you know, like yours is RL, you know, what are these? I said, oh, I think RL, I guess that's Robert Lewis. Say, well, CB? Oh, yeah, Clarence Bell. We had TK, we had AB, you know, we had Big D. And so they, everybody was explaining, TK, that's Thomas Kenneth. And say, well, what does OB stand for? So OB encountered this before, and he gets sort of tired of having to try to explain it. So, in this particular, when OB says, OB stands for Otis. So, when you get funny with OB, you can call it Otis. Okay, as things moved along and OB's family began to grow, and OB knew right away that promotions in the OSI became approaching an administrative field where he was. And OB knew right away that it was going to be necessary for him to get part-time employment. He did this. He got part-time employment as a cashier at one of the leading grocery stores. And as he was being hired, OB overheard the people saying that they were also looking for a security guard for the store because of all the robberies that have been transpiring. So Mr. Williams was saying, OB, always get these special assignments. So OB said, well, listen, let me go out and select the security guards, because I'm from the neighborhood, I know these people here, right? So they went out and OB selected the security guard, and the people, when they came back, they weren't impressed with the individual that OB had selected, you know? He was pretty rough, you know? So truth to this thing that had been happening, I guess about 25 minutes after OB was the cashier at the store, guy came on and said, all right, this is it, give it up. I mean, hey, this is a robbery, it's a robbery. So OB gave his money up. And he sort of looked around for his security guard. You know, he looked around. He looked in the back. He could barely see the top of the security guard's head over the counter. So, the robber took the money in his left hand, and he ran out the door and ran to the left. By this time, the security guard comes storming up through the store, and he ran off to the right. And everybody was looking over, he said, man, look at these guys running the hoops, man, look at this. This is a plan, right? Look at him, he's not trying to kill him, he's pointing out this direction. So, and it was some ridiculing OB, OB standing there looking. So in about 2 minutes, the security guard came back, and he had the rod by the neck. He pulled him, dragged him back, he had the money in his hand. Here's the money stuff. No reason, yeah. So as the security guard said, well, what happened? You know, the guy ran to the left, you ran to the right. He said, yeah, well, I know about this area. He said, I knew if he ran to the left, that he was going to run around the building and jump over this fence. He said, but I knew that if you go to the right, it was a shorter distance. And if I go to the right, when he jumped over the fence, said I took my nightstick out and I hit him on the head and knocked him out unconscious. So, in closing, Dorothy, his wife, can attest to this. We were over having a meeting at OB's house, and we were talking about the fact that we were becoming a bit stouter in the midriff than we wanted to be. So we were talking about, I think, Paul said, well, yeah, I'm going to do some handball. Handball, yeah, 2 times a week. So yeah, that should really be a thing to do, that should help. Say, what are you going to do, CB? CB said, the B-ball. Yeah. I'm going to shoot hoops 2 times a week. I said, well, yeah, I think I want to just do some jogging. So what are you going to do, OB? Obisa said, what? Said, what are you going to do, Obi? Obi said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy me some bigger pants. That's that. Dorothy was so excited, she just got up and put up to it. Obi, we wish him all the best. As I just said, we'll be behind you in anything you want. Good luck, Obi.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. I think you hit the nail on the head on that one. I think you made a hundred. That was good. We have one more member of the Social 20, and he's going to make an expression here. His name is Mr. Pete Pearson. He also blessed the meal this evening.
You know, it's so very hard to roast a man that has ensured that his 5 children got college educated. It's very hard to roast a man who was that responsible and had that much leadership. But Obi, we can't let you get away completely. My man stole a lot of my thunder because my wife, every time that I would mention those big bills that you had on it, she told me you could get a bigger pair of breeches. Mister, the ones you had on, they wasn't going nowhere. The middle was being held up by the stomach, and them strapped over the shoulders were very tight. They weren't going anywhere. And we get to the point of the meetings, when they mention the meetings, Obi was a person that he would get into the meetings, and when he started to talk, everybody started turning their leaves flipping. So they knew they were going to be there a while. Obi had very good ideas, expression. He had a lot of ways to solve the problem we had, but we only had one problem with Obi. I was coming to meet one Sunday, and I stopped at People's to get a bottle of Geritol to make him swallow to speed up his speech. Because Obi would sit there, and he acted like that he was the consensus taker. And he read back and he said, well, it seems that the general consensus here is for this thing, but I would like to expound on that. Everybody starts sliding under the table. So they know if Obi going to expound on it, you talking another hour at least. And if we weren't hungry, we were ready to have a drink, and Obi was making sure we weren't going to get either one of them. He was telling me a story at a funeral a couple of days ago, and I'm glad I wasn't there. He said that him and his wife had went to this affair, and they were serving chicken with some type of sauce over it. And when Obi came up there with his plate, the lady looked at Obi, and she reached over the pan and got one of the smallest pieces of chicken that she could find, because looking at Obi, looked like Obi should have been around the block running somewhere instead of standing up there trying to get some chicken. She put this small piece of chicken on his plate. And by this time, now one thing about Obi is a very kind and gentle man. But if you mess with his child, you're going to see all of Mississippi come out of this dude. This lady had put this homing pigeon on his plate, and he wanted some real chicken. So before he could go and Miss Roloff, you was talking about how he kept those 5 boys straight. I want you to look at his hands. Can you imagine when he balled that thing up? It looked like a bowling ball. You don't mess with nothing like that. You know, I will be straight down it from now on. And Obi stood there, I'm sure he had got these fat fist balls over this lady because she put this small piece of chicken on his plate. And he was getting ready to start a revolution. But every man that's successful, every man behind him is a very good supporting woman. And I know this is your thing, Obi, but without Dorothy Lee behind you, you would have been nothing. It would not have been no thunder. Matter of fact, at this point in time, Dot had to come through again. She saw her man swelling up, and this lady who put this small piece of cookie on his plate. And right away she intervened. She said, no sweat. You can have my piece, and I'll leave yours. That was the only reason that revolution didn't occur right there in that last. He was ready to throw the whistle and say everybody out the booth. O.B., he was a sportsman. And when I got to Taiwan, O.B. had left, but his legacy he left behind. Everybody was talking about this man, O.B. Johnson. I didn't know him. Little did I know, about 2.5 years later, I was going to meet this man and know him in depth for a long period of time. And I understand that he was a pitcher. So he laid that softball there and let the fellas just see it go by. They couldn't hit. A monster. But it seems that O.B. didn't always know about baseball. Understand when he came out to the plowing fields down in Mississippi, he went to his first baseball game. He was sitting up in the bleachers. First guy came up, bang, hit a single. All the crowd jumped up and said, run, man, run. O.B. not knowing what's going on. He followed the lead. He said, yeah, run, man, run. Second guy got up, bang, he hit a double. All the people jumped up and said, run, man, run. O.B. sitting there waiting again. Yeah, run, man, run. The third guy got up there, holding that ball two, ball three, ball four. Man dropped the bat. He was walking towards first base, and O.B. was waiting on the crowd to jump up and say, run, man, run. Somebody did. He said, well, hell, they don't know what's going on. I'm going to jump up. He jumped up and said, run, man, run. So one of the guys in behind him said, hey, man, he said, yeah, man, he don't have to run. So O.B. turned around and he said, well, why? He said, because he got 4 balls. O.B. jumped up and said, well, walk proudly, my man, walk proudly. And after that, he got pretty good himself. O.B., I would like to say, it's been nice knowing you over these years, and as long as I can know you, it's going to be a very pleasurable thing. And I see so many of the youngsters out in the radio system. They're hustling. They have no purpose. They're getting in the